Today I'm going to cover a topic that personally I'm very passionate about, and it's the impact of psychology within marketing. My name is Brody Shepherd. I work for Sitecentre. I'm one of the owners here, and it's something that we implement into all of our branding, our business, our website, our entire business strategy, and what we help to do for other businesses as well. It's something that is quite useful to know as a general knowledge item, whether you're in digital marketing, you're just a normal shopper or a retailer. It is so important to understand how psychology can impact your purchasing behaviors. So it's really important to spread this data out and spread this information out. And no matter who you are, you'll find value in this video. Watch right to the end. You'll notice a lot of the retailers, a lot of the shops, a lot of the people that you deal with are doing some sort of this psychology, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and how the giant businesses become so large and how it's being manipulated throughout the industries. So I've written an article. I'll post the article in the links below. However, I wrote this article a while ago. This video format will be a little bit more in depth than what this article will be. However, it'll cover exactly the same things. So what is psychology? It's a specific study on the human mind works and how it influences behavior, or the influences a particular person's character or on the behavior. So it's a great picture here. It's manipulation. It can be how a certain action can encourage another certain action. So there's a few companies that do this very, very well. One of those is Disney. And some people know about this. It went around maybe a decade or two ago about how they had researchers and studiers study children watching their Disney movies, a lot of their earlier movies, as you'd see here, and how their blinking patterns would react, how their general behavior would react based on what they were watching. And through this data collection and what they were doing, they were able to make it so a child's blinking patterns could either be slowed down, or they could engage a user or an end watcher for longer without losing their attention span. And they could actually determine exactly when the attention span would be lost. And you'll notice in even today's movies that Disney are making, you're less likely to go to the toilet, you're less likely to blink, you're less likely to be distracted, and you're more likely to watch the movie right to the very end. It's something that they do exceptionally well, and I'm not sure whether the cinemas themselves are aware of this and push more towards going to the toilet breaks before the movie, purchasing snacks before the movie, because it's very unlikely that you're going to hop up during these breaks. They don't show things like water and things that could encourage people to want to go to the bathroom. They don't create boring scenes because it slows down blinking patterns. Dark environments, they won't use certain colors. It's normally a vibrant thing. And that attracts children, that attracts the general behavior. And there was a great study done about it. Definitely come take a look at that article. But what they do is essentially study children and the behaviors, as well as adults, and work out how that they can manipulate to get better advertising dollars and better results out of their movies. So it definitely works. The strategy definitely works, whether it's ethical, whether it's a strategy that should be done moving forward in any industry is definitely questionable, especially the study of children. But it is something that is being done, and not only by Disney. I know other companies do it, but Disney is definitely a standout that got exposed a while ago. Another big sort of psychology element is colors. Colors impact how a user reacts to certain things. A common test that I do when going out to a branding meeting and discussing branding with different companies is I'll look at their colors and their color palette that they've chosen out, what they are currently designing around, and look at their industry. Now, colors can impact a general consensus of what industry you may be in, and it can also change your approach and feeling on that business. So a great test that I do is normally I say, hey, Name 5 fast food companies that you pop to the head first. Typically, it's McDonald's, KFC, Hungry Jack's, or Burger King, all your fast food companies that are international. Now, they all have the exact same thing in common. They're all one of two colors. They're either red or yellow, mostly white in between. So red, yellow, and white. Red and yellow are common colors that can help drive either thirst or hunger. So you'll notice with all your fast food companies, they're either red or yellow and white. These colors just create hunger and thirst. You'll notice a lot of your drink companies, such as CocaCola, will be along those color lines as well. And it's actually a psychological reaction with the brain that says, hey, I'm suddenly feeling hungry. Now, most countries will have limitations around this in their chain stores. McDonald's, I know, have been stung before. You're not allowed to put too much red or yellow within the store. It actually creates an environment where people are more likely to order more than they can eat just because they've gone into a store. You'll actually notice that drive-through you'll order less, and if you go into the store, you'll actually end up ordering more. And that's due to a number of factors. That's colors and other senses such as your smell. So that's something to definitely consider. If you are going to a takeout restaurant, try going through the drive-through, or at least being conscious that by going in, you may order more than you're normally going to order, and consider ordering slightly less to obviously not over order. There is a table here of the different reactions that each color have. This table is widely available. There's a bunch of different versions of this, but they all sort of have the same information, such as your social media sites being your blues and greens. These are the friendly, safe, social colors. Then you've got your purples, your reds that are you can associate with more X-rated or nightlife type feelings. Your oranges are very impulsive. Reds are impulsive. You've got a huge table here of different colors, your neutrals, and how they can impact the brain to make you feel different, and what sort of correlation they have with the industry that you might be in. So definitely consider the industry that you're in and how the colors could associate and push towards what you're trying to deliver here. So Pepsi and Coca-Cola being a great example of this. Pepsi cannot and will not beat Coca-Cola, being that Coca-Cola is red. Studies have been done where Coca-Cola has been put in a blue can and people instantly associate it with a terrible taste. Pepsi unfortunately has that blue color. So even Coca-Cola being the choice for most people over Pepsi, if you put Coca-Cola in a blue can, it all of a sudden doesn't taste as great as what it did in a red can. And vice versa, you can have a user or a test to associate a Pepsi can in a red can with a better tasting drink than that of the blue version, even though you can have the exact same drink, one in a red can, one in a blue can. So unfortunately, Pepsi have lost the battle in the psychological element, having that blue sort of color. But at the same point, Coca-Cola have gone to a great effort of increasing their brand awareness by adjusting their Coca-Cola Red numerous times over the last few years. So they've gone from a black to a red, and their red has actually adjusted in color quite a few times, and it's very different in terms of the shade, how many sort of what the text is like, what else is associated to that logo, until now where it's the clean, just red. But that red is different to this red, that red's different to all of these reds, and how that their branding has grown over time. Being that 94% of the world recognize Coca-Cola as red, most people can't identify which color red or even know that it's changed over the years and how many times it's changed. I think I've got a couple of them. I think there's a few more in the link provided. And this article is about the psychology again, but it goes a little bit more into depth of the actual Coca-Cola rebranding and color changes and how it has impacted over time as well. So, in fact, There you go. Research found 90% of snap judgments made about products were based on colors. So if you're a product or a service or you're a multinational business, having the right color associated to your brand is super important. Other things come into place here, like hospitals, airports, shopping centers. These are places that need to be a neutral sort of color palette. Places that you want to feel safe, feel clean, and feel hygienic. So if you walk into a hospital and the walls are all red, or the walls are all grey, or the walls are all black, you're not going to feel that hygienic, safe place that they have. So that's why they use a clean white, and it's kept clean and tidy, because that associates with hygiene, that associates with a safe place, as well as the scent of cleaning product. That also goes a long way with hospitals as well. It associates with, I smell cleaning product, I feel like I'm in a clean environment. Hospitals, medical practices, airports, they all use the same sort of strategies around that cleaning product and making it feel like a safe, comfortable place to be. And that's how they keep generating that look and feel. So something to keep in mind, that if you're doing something in the space of sort of health and medical, you want to keep those clean products, you want to keep the clean scent in your work environment. Dentists do a great job of this as well, so keep that in mind. A common practice in psychology and marketing is the subliminal messaging, the false advertising sector as well. A lot of large-scale stores have been caught out with it before and get caught breaking the law and get copped with huge large fines. So if you're a retailer, keep this in mind as well. 40% off looks great. $9.99 for a t-shirt is a great deal. But a $9.99 shirt that says $24.99 seems like a better deal. So if you're advertising a $10 shirt, that's one thing. But if you're advertising a $24 shirt or a $25 shirt for $10, subliminally in your head, that's a much better deal. You associate that t-shirt to a better quality than that $10 shirt. So if you go to a high-end brand like Calvin Klein, for example, versus a Kmart or Target alternative, you associate a better quality to that Calvin Klein outfit, even though they both might be this exact same price, because that Calvin Klein shirt says it was $50 and now it's only $20, you associate it better than a $20 shirt in Kmart. So the psychological element there is you're buying a better quality product for a smaller price, even though that product was never $24.99. This has been something that has caught out a lot of big retailers that join or open up a brand new store and instantly they're advertising this sort of thing here, where it was never $24.95. If it was never $24.95, it is actually illegal in a lot of countries to advertise it as $24.95 with a discounted rate. So keep that in mind. Only advertise it as a dropped down, marked down product if it in fact was originally at that marked up price. Coles and Woolworths, local food grocery stores here in Australia, they are commonly called out on social media for it, where you would look at a price ticket that says sale of $4, and behind that the original price would be $4. Exact same price, but all they've done is put a sales sticker on it to increase sales on that product, and it works. And it's a little bit misleading because it's not on sale. It is the exact same price as it was, but now you're associating a sale to it, so people are more likely to purchase that product. So those sort of things come into place, as well as things like chickens. They sell a $10 chicken, which is a loss to the retailer. You can't buy chicken for $10. So if you buy a chicken for $10, you know that the mayonnaise, the bread, and everything that associates to that chicken and can be purchased with that chicken will not be on special. In fact, you'll never find those items on special because they get you in the store for the chicken, and you're more likely to purchase the things that go along with the chicken, like the other dinner servings with chicken, but they won't be discounted. They'll be marked up. So you're actually not grabbing a great deal. You're actually losing out based on this loss leader that they've got as a chicken. So keep that in mind. Associating red with sales is obviously a great idea. It's an impulsive color, so you're likely to make impulsive decisions based on the red, and it also stands out. So keep that in mind. There's places like, I'll go back to McDonald's. McDonald's do a great job of doing marketing towards children. So their Happy Meal, where others don't, say KFC, they don't have specific products targeted towards children. Now, the reason this is important is because what you'll find with fast food giants is their target demographic is a lower socioeconomic area or user, someone that earns less income than the average person. So whatever the mean income is nationally or even in that area, they're targeting below that mark. Typically, that's a family. Typically, that's a young family with children. So by targeting that child and having a toy associated with it, having that Happy Meal, that whole happy vibe, children love it. If you ask a child what takeout they want, it's all going to be McDonald's. Not because they like the chicken nuggets, not because they like the burger or the chips. It's because they associate a toy to that meal. Now, by associating that, parents are very likely to make the decision based on their children, because the children's, you don't want to have a tantrum. So you'll find that the child will always go towards Macca's, and then the parents will go along with it. So you're all of a sudden targeting this demographic into a cheap, affordable meal like a takeout option of McDonald's. So their targeting and their demographic focus is something that McDonald's have done really well, and the others seem to have not picked up on. So the association there is the toy and the children, and focusing on their target audience, which is the lower socioeconomic areas. So, I love McDonald's. I know my son definitely chooses McDonald's as his first preference for a takeout option, and it is always around the toy. He wants that toy. So if you are targeting a demographic, you have your ideal customer profile sort of drawn out, and families are in that, or a lower socioeconomic category. Try targeting children, or try working out who is in that category and targeting the people in that category the best by association. So once again, the 50% off versus buy one get one free sales offering, that can work really well as well. Which works better? It depends on what you're selling. So 50% off versus buy one get one free is essentially the exact same thing. However, you can actually increase, well, some countries you can, some you can't. You can increase the product's price in order to run a 50% off. So you might increase the product's price by 25% in order to offer that 50% off. However, in some countries that is illegal. You're not allowed to increase the product's price in order to offer a discount. That's effectively, false advertising. So how people are getting around it is buy one, get one free. So you can up price the product. Say you were at $20, you can now make it $35 and offer a buy one, get one free deal. So you're buying it for $39 or $35, taking a $5 loss, but you're selling twice the product. So you're selling twice the product, but you're only taking a small loss, which is fine, because you might work out that over all your sales, you're only getting a fraction of the customers purchasing that second product. So you can turn more product, which means in turn you can order more product, which in turn generates you that $5 discount for buying in bulk. So there is creative ways around this marketing. Whether they're ethical or they should be done in certain industries is quite another story. However, keep that in mind. Sales can, though, be overdone. And this happens a lot in big retail, especially in the technology space, like Joyce Main, Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi. They're all offering these discounts. They're always on the radio every single week. They're continuous. Come in for this discount. Come in for this offer. We've got this promotion running. And it's every week. And you go in there and nothing's ever marked down. Or the marked down items are always very poorly done, very minimal. And the sales are very low effort. So people start associating these sales as not real sales. People don't go in there for the sale. So these sales stop working. They're advertising, but they're not advertising the sale anymore. They're advertising the brand awareness. And you can advertise brand awareness a lot better than these fake sales that they're offering. And you can have a negative effect on a retailer, as a retailer, to your customers by offering these fake sort of discounts. It's something that you can go into there any day of the week and get the exact same deal that they're offering on the radio by just asking. And in most of the time, they're not really a sale. They're just the same price. They're being marked as a sale. So definitely don't over promote sales. Don't be that company that's constantly on sale, because once you do go off sale and you do try and move out of that constant sale mode, you'll start to see customers not coming back because they feel like they're not connecting your brand with something that's of a discounted price. So you don't want to be that company that is recognized as a company that's always on special. It's very difficult to get out of that trend. Typography is probably the next category to go into. Typography can be used in many different ways, and that's things like calligraphy, the fonts used, capitalization, how things are written, what's around, how crowded that text is, what the text actually says. These can all come into place. So selecting the right font based on looks is very unlikely. There's a lot of study that goes around fonts and how they impact the user. And I've got a great photo here of New York City, and you can see a lot of different text. Now you want your text to stand out. Kodak, red on yellow isn't all that bold. Blue on red isn't all that bold. But black on red on white is. White and red, these are bold colors. These are colors that people are standing out, so are dragging your eye to those colors. You don't want to be this brand up here that blends in with everything else. You don't want to be that brand that blends with the scenery around you and you're not being seen. So having the right font, having the right colors palette can help be visually seen in crowded spaces. If you're doing advertising in newspapers, advertising in magazines, you want your font to stand out from all the other magazines, all the other pages, everything else. You want to stand out. The headline is not enough to make it stand out. You really need that creative, fun element to the text, but also matching your industry. You can't just go a calligraphy type font for a professional brand that is a lawyer or a legal agency. You really want to have the right font for your industry. So not just coming up with anything and everything. But you can see there are specific fonts that stand out more than others, especially colors. I won't say the word because YouTube don't like it. But you can see in this image what words are standing out the most and what are having the most impact. These are things that you should consider when doing your brochures, banner ads, brochure ads, or any type of advertising. You really want to consider that oomph, that power word, or that power color that makes it stand out. We go back into scents and fragrances and smells and how they impact the consumer purchasing behaviors. As I mentioned before, dentists, hospitals, and so forth use this a lot. There's also people like real estate agents that use this a lot. Real estate agents commonly bake cookies or muffins, and they leave them out to create a homely fragrance around the home as people are walking through. It also hides scents like the garbage bin being taken out, or the dishes being stacked in the dishwasher to be hidden before an open home. It hides those scents. It makes the house smell beautiful. It makes it seem homely, and it makes you feel like, oh, what a lovely smell this home has, and it's something that people take with them, that beautiful smell of it inside of a home. So that's something that works really well for real estate agents. Unfortunately, they're put under the pump a little bit more now, and they're doing 5 or 6 open homes in a day and not being able to do that 5 or 6 times in a day. So it's something that's being pushed out a little bit, but those agents that are pushing towards that still are finding fantastic results. So fragrances can be used in big business as well. So your takeout stores will often have big ventilation units that push out smells into the air or outside that can waft around for kilometers before the smell is completely gone, and it can create this urge of hunger that may or may not have been there. So it's something that you should never go shopping when you're hungry. For example, you'll spend a lot more if you're hungry when you go shopping. But if that smell is constantly there, like if you live close to takeout shops and they're wafting smells around, you're constantly going to be hungry. So having the urgency for food is much higher. So getting those smells away can be a great thing for your diet, but it's something that obviously works really well for these bigger stores and can work really well for small stores too, like bakeries and muffin shops and so forth, to just waft their smell around, but with fans to generate, localized walk traffic. So there's a few things that come out here. There's some big businesses that do this sort of marketing very well: Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Verizon, and they're industry leaders in their own industries. They're doing fantastic work, but it's not just due to luck. It's not just due to good business. It's good marketing and how that they appear and can sell their story to you. So that's important to keep in mind. Look at the big business that's in your category, work out what they're doing and what their marketing strategies are before considering what your marketing strategy is going to be. Taking a look at my notes here. So there's companies like Afterpay, Zippay that do a fantastic job around marketing as well. They are effectively just a credit card company, aren't they? They're just giving you forward credit to be paid off. But because you're relating that payoff in 4 payments or multiple payments, you're not putting $1,000 sale in your head. You're putting $250 transactions in your head. You can afford $250, but you can't afford that $1,000. It's a short-term loan, but you're getting the product now, opposed to something where a lay-by, you're putting money down, you're still associating the full purchase price with that product because you don't get the product until the full purchase price is paid. These Afterpay options and alternatives to Afterpay are giving you the instant product, the instant gratification of having and owning that product without having to pay the upfront fee and having to pay smaller, more manageable chunks of payments. So companies that are doing it really well, that really they should be stronger and more strict, stern laws around it, because they're pretty much giving money to anyone and everyone, whether they can afford it or not. So I don't believe in the companies in general. However, from a marketing side of things and how that they're approaching the subliminal side of things and how people associate with money, they're doing a really great job and they've hit a market really well there. Keeping psychology top of mind, if you can create an environment where people are associating that environment with a certain product or action, you can make much more powerful selling decisions without having all that much effort. Think about going into a toilet or going past a toilet, going into a bathroom to wash your hands. Whether you may need to go to the toilet or not, you've just gone in there to wash your hands. Just walking in there makes you feel like you need to go. So it's an environment where you know it's a bathroom, you don't need to go, but now you've walked in, all of a sudden you need to go, or you can go. So that association is something that if you can create in business, you can create an environment where you can pretty much sell anything to anybody. If you get them into the door and then the toilet is paid, you're going to pay that money because you need to go. Gyms have done this fantastic. So walking into a gym, you associate a gym with fitness. At this point, personal trainers can sell themselves very easily. So they've sort of made that effort a lot easier and that upsell a lot easier on them because they've made that association. And other businesses have made that association such as car yards, and that's why they're known for being so good at sales. It's not that the salesperson's amazing at what they do, it's that the environment has set up a expectation of, I'm here to buy a car. You know I'm here to buy a car. All you have to do is show me the right one and I'm going to purchase. And they're aware of that, and it's something that has worked really well for them. Other strategies that I go into, creating social proof, having your reviews shown. Subliminally, you relate to good testimonials, good reviews, good feedback to how your own shopping experience is going to be. So I know for a fact I can charge more for a service if I offer great customer service and great feedback for the user than offering a lower discounted price but having horrendous customer service. So in most circumstances, offering that fantastic customer service, that experience that is second to none, allows you to charge more for that product and still get a higher conversion rate instead of offering a lower ticketed item with no feedback, no testimonials, no customer experiences being shared. So going for that social proof, going for those reviews, those testimonials have a huge subliminal message being sent across to a user. And so many people are Googling, Facebook searching, YouTube searching before they deal with a customer or a new company that they haven't dealt with before. They're even asking friends and family if they've dealt with them before. So keep that in mind. Always have social proof, and keep in mind that people are relating and searching around the internet. So have it in more than one place. There's a lot of sales training and psychology done in companies like Apple. If you walk into an Apple store, you will never hear from one of their sales staff, no, cannot, broken, or sorry. It's something that they've trained into their staff, that is something that you cannot say. If you ask, hey, can I plug a standard headset into this new iPhone? Of course the answer is no. However, it's worded from their perspective as, we currently offer a new type of headset that plugs in, it's better for this reason, this reason, this reason. They didn't say no, they didn't give a negative connection between you cannot do it and all your old headphones are now useless, but they've added a unique spin on it to say or suggest that this new way is actually better and for these reasons. They'll turn it around and say the product is now 30% thinner because of us adding this new feature, and this is the way it is now. And we've also got these AirPods that don't need plugs anymore, so it all works out. So they spin words to make it seem a positive, or turn a negative into a positive. As soon as you say no, or cannot, or sorry, or broken, you're relating what the customer said to a negative vibe, and that person is going to connect with the negativity of what they've just said instead of turning it into a positive. This can be done in any industry, and turning a negative into a positive. If a customer comes up and says, oh, that's expensive, you can always turn around and say, okay, what happens if this, but you don't want to turn it into a negative. You don't want to say, yeah, it is, but we do this. You've already accepted that it is, but you don't want to accept that. You want to say, okay, no, understand this. There is a lot of great salespeople out there that will explain this a lot better than I'll try linking a video in the description of this done better, but keep in mind you want to keep a positive vibe to the user, not a negative. Something that can help with this is pitch matching and tone matching. Something that you want to match their tone and how they talk. Tony Robbins does a great example of this. He says that if you're a slow talker and all of a sudden someone comes in and talks very quickly and you're talking, hey, I'm interested in buying this new product, and the salesperson's like, oh, that's fantastic, let's go have a look at what's available. Those two are not going to connect. That slow talker is going to feel a disconnect with the salesperson, and they're not more than likely not going to get a sale. Where if the fast talker could slow down their pitch and tone to base what the customer's doing, the sales conversion rate is going to be significantly higher. So matching tones, matching pitches, matching the speed, matching everything that the customer's doing you can then relay that back to the customer. That's a great way of manipulating a situation to get a better conversion rate. So I'll pretty much covered most of it now. There's a few more strategies mentioned in here, but understanding that although you might feel like you're making the decision, although you might feel like, hey, I'm going into a store, this is what I'm purchasing, this is why I'm purchasing it, but you end up purchasing something completely different. And understanding why that's happening is really important. I do it myself. I know for a fact that I'll walk into a store, I'll see a Nike headband and a non-branded headband. Although the non-branded headband looks the exact same, I will always spend more money buying the Nike brand headband just because it's Nike. It's something that a lot of customers do, and they're not aware of why they're doing it, and it's sort of confusion. But understanding it's the exact same product, you can go with this brand. There's no sort of difference. Or knowing that you walk into a takeout shop, you're going to order more. Knowing that movies are manipulating you. Knowing that colors impact the way that you look and feel on a brand. All these different things can help you make better purchasing decisions, less impulsive purchasing decisions in the future. Or as a marketing or a marketer, you can help create a stronger, more dynamic brand for you and your clients. And if you're a business owner, you can obviously look at implementing some of these strategies in your business and growing your business using psychology, manipulation, or some sort of subliminal marketing methods mentioned in this article. Once again, I'll link it in the description. If you have any questions or any feedback on this video, leave it in the comments. I'll respond to each and every one of you. If you do like the video, please subscribe. Please like the video. It goes a long way. We'll be posting a lot more videos around this and how sort of marketing and subliminal marketing, psychology, manipulation, how it all works. We apply it in everything that we do, and it's a checklist that we have available to us as well. We may or may not share in the future, depending on feedback. Thanks for watching. Once again, like the video, subscribe. It'll allow us to send you more videos in the future. Thank you.